For Whom the Bell Tolls, reminded readers that the frayed legacies of slavery, racism, and bigotry had deepened the cultural rift between whites and African Americans so dramatically that biological attributes across races could not be compared in a meaningful way. That seems true too. Underlining. I'll underline Stephen Jay Gould too. Indeed, the social psychologist Claude Steele demonstrated that when black students are asked to take an IQ test under the pretext that they are being tested to try out a new electronic pen or a new way of scoring, they perform well. Told that they are being tested for intelligence, however, their scores collapse. The real variable being measured then is not intelligence, but an aptitude for test-taking, or self-esteem, or simply ego or anxiety. In a society where black men and women experience routine, pervasive and insidious discrimination, such a propensity could become fully self-reinforcing. Black children do worse at tests because they've been told they are worse at tests, which makes them perform badly in tests and furthers the idea that they are less intelligent ad infinitum. Now, if we think about the way he's even describing this, he's still describing children as black or white. But scientists disagree that there are such categories. In a sense, we are all people, so how is he describing it in a way that's any different, really, than Bernstein and Murray? But the final fatal flaw in the bell curve is something far simpler, a fact buried so inconspicuously in a single throwaway paragraph in an 800-page book that it virtually disappears. If you take African Americans and whites with identical IQ scores, say 105, and measure their performance in various subtests for intelligence, black children often score better in certain tests of short-term memory and recall, for instance, while whites often score better in others, tests of visuospatial and perceptual changes. In other words, the way an IQ test is configured profoundly affects the way different racial groups and their gene variants perform on it. Alter the weights and balances within the same test, and you alter the measure of intelligence. It seems he's saying that's significant. Notice, in order to figure out which page in the books he's talking about, you have to resort to the notes. This is page 348. So on to page 348. He's quoting the Harvard historian Orlando Patterson, For Whom the Bell Curves. Black children do worse at tests, born that way. Genes, Behavior, Personality, by William Wright. 348, a fact buried so inconspicuously, Bernstein and Murray, bell curve 300 to 305.